attorney contract renewal. Contract offered to be at same terms as in previous years. The new contract will change the dates of service only.
I would like to make a motion to keep Anna. I think Anna Dow does a great job for the board. And of course, she should be paid. I've looked at the amount of money that she's being paid. It's certainly very nominal compared to what lawyers in my area get. And I think we need a good lawyer. We need a good woman, too.
Okay, first, do I have a
Really get
second?
in there and do it. I'm for Anna, 100% Anna. You're a good lawyer and a great person.
Okay, I have a first and a second.
Second.
Discussion?
The only discussion I had was I wanted to make sure that, in which, that we legally did this, bid it, whatever we have to do, but I found out you don't have to bid it, it's state price. Because my suggestion was that we defer, or we give a 9-day extension until we make sure all these questions are asked and stuff like that. But I also found out we can terminate an employment after 30 days, I think.
30 days.
So I just,
30 days for none.
my questions were asked.
Both parties.
Right, she can cancel us.
Right.
Al?
Exactly what I was gonna say, is it's been reiterated to me that she basically works on a 30-day at-will on this board. That if we wanted to at any time change out our attorney, and we felt like we needed to do that, with 30-day notice, we could do that.
That's
So
correct.
I'm completely satisfied with where we're going here.
Any other questions?
I move that we continue the contract.
That was your motion, and I have a motion and a second from Hal. And there
Call
aren't
for a
any other
vote.
questions, discussions? I'm going to call for a vote.
President Fuller? All right, Mr. Bordelon?
Yes.
Mr. Brister?
Yes.
Ms. Jacobs?
Yes.
Mr. Little?
Yes.
Mr. McMillan?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Ms. Sonic?
Yes.
Right, and pass it back.
Number 5, approval of third-party contract. This is a proposal of Larry Bankston, who is seated to my left, attorney at law to handle disciplinary matters when board attorney has conflict. Do I have a motion?
So good.
Have a second? I have a second by Darlene.
And I'd also like discussion.
Question, yes, absolutely. Discussion, questions. Who's first? You have a question, Darlene?
No, I just have discussion. Larry Bankston is an excellent attorney. I think we are very lucky to have him. He's got quite a few credentials, and I'm honored to think that he's going to be able to represent the board. If you need someone that's experienced in these matters, he's very experienced. I've been practicing for 42 years. He and his firm are well known, and I strongly recommend that we get someone of his caliber.
Any other discussion, Mr. Lamar?
Yes, I have some reservations. That comes with a lot of baggage too. Is that not true, Ms. Dow?
No, I don't think it does come with a lot of baggage. I don't know any baggage for Mr. Bankston in the legal community. He's never been censored by a court that I know of, and as I said, I've been practicing for 42 years, so if you had been, I would know about it.
That's longer than I've been practicing.
Well, I'm probably older than you are. At 67, I might be the oldest one on the board. I
Any
mean,
other
it's very
questions?
difficult to get really good lawyers that are experienced in these types of matters, and usually they're very high priced. I think Mr. Bankston comes very reasonable to us, and I think he's got the qualifications that we need to get these matters resolved.
Greg?
Okay, what I'd like to ask, I
Yeah,
know
I
we
think
have
we
to
need one.
vote on it. I guess we'd have to vote on it first, but if we do agree, I would like to go into executive session to discuss our legal rights with Mr. Bankston.
Any questions or to?
Just to the board's legal rights. If we're gonna hire him as attorney, I got some legal questions I would like to ask him.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and do this, and then we'll ask Mr. Mason if we can go into, right.
Yeah.
Right, he'll have to respond to that, okay, but let's go ahead and get the vote on the approval of the third-party contract. Do we have any more questions or discussions about approving Mr. Bankston, as the third-party contract? Any other discussions? All right, have a first and a second then. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Ayes have it. All right, motion
And we've
passed.
got 4 copies of this one as well. Tessa will sign it off obviously, Larry, we need 4 signatures. Anna, that's the copy of your signed contract.
Once he is now an employee of the board or contract with the board,
Let him sign this and then you can,
and then we'll,
it'll be official.
section 1 of the executive session.
And just not an official question, but just for clarification, we can also get rid of him in 30 days.
Everyone.
It's a
All
standard
contracts.
Standard.
It's standard.
Lawyers, professional contracts of all kinds, including legal contracts, all have that provision in there.
And let me say this too, that the attorneys did not make up these contracts. These are contracts that are come straight from the Office of Contractual Review, specifically for attorneys, written by the state, not by Anna or Larry.
We can go to executive session after the last item too, if y'all want to do that.
You want me to respond? Let me kind of.
Yes, go right ahead.
In executive session, you have to specifically describe the purpose of that executive session. And there's a number of exceptions within the law. Initially, there was a discussion about whether or not there was going to be a discussion about character of an individual and the requirement that you give that person notice. That was not being used. The discussion earlier was section 2, which is strategy sessions or negotiations with respect to collective bargaining, prospective litigation after formal written demand, or litigation as open meeting would have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or the litigation position of the public body. There is some threatened litigation, but as far as I can see, unless the board can tell me, there has not been a formal demand. What a formal demand means that the board has received a letter from a complainant who says, X, I want this to happen, or Y, I want this to happen. Without a formal demand, I don't believe you have, while you have threatened litigation, you do not have any litigation in which there's been a formal demand. So I would not recommend that you go into executive session. I would be certainly glad to answer any questions concerning your rights as board members and what potential liability may be there or whatever. I can answer that, but I can't recommend, based upon the information that I have today, that you have threatened litigation in which there has been a formal written demand.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Bankston.